What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. Today's video, we're going to be covering something a little bit different. As you guys saw in the title, we're going to be looking at what the top 3 cryptocurrencies are that I believe will be in 2022. Now, they might not be the best performing, but I do believe that they have some sort of utility, unlike all the other cryptocurrencies that are coming to market. And I do believe that these 3 will, in some way or another, create a positive return on your investment in 2022. Now, this is totally my opinion on here, but I want to give you guys my reasons as to why I believe in these and my explanation as to why I believe they are going to do so well in the future. Otherwise, guys, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Also, today's video is sponsored by Iowa. For those that don't know what Iowa is, it's a cross-chain AMM DEX powered by Iowa Data Protocol, and you can take part in the Iowa Alpha Testing Challenge, complete simple tasks, earn points, and get unique NFTs. And more information about the liquidity freedom with Iowa and everything about this will be at the end of today's video, where we're going to be talking in depth about that. Otherwise, if you can't wait, I have linked them in the description, which you guys can check out. But without further ado, let's jump into today's episode. So you definitely can't tell by the title, but I have chosen over the course of a couple of weeks my top 3 cryptocurrencies that I've been keeping an eye on and investing into because I do believe in them. And I think the number one rule within investing is only invest in things you know and are comfortable with. Do not invest in things you don't understand. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of get it, but I don't really understand or believe in any of these cryptocurrencies at the top here. You know, I'm not calling them out specifically, but just overall what they are, like Elonomics, Kitty Cake, Rocket Raccoon, Elon Doge. A lot of these were created really quickly for pump and dumps. If you're into that and you want to get in really quick, GameSwap. If you're into getting in and getting out really quick, and that's just the type of, adrenaline seeking that you're into, go for it. But that's not what I'm here for. I think the way to create wealth is by holding on to things long term that you believe in, and that steady positive ROI will eventually make you wealthy. Not a quick get rich quick scheme. That's not something that I trust. Now, the top 3, and they are in no particular order, obviously come down to, in my opinion, and you guys are probably new to some of these, but we have kind of touched upon them here in the channel, is the first one. Where is it? Cardano, which is trading as the number 5 right here, and I'll explain why. Not only because of the way the technicals are looking, that would hint to Cardano booming very soon, being that it is quite underinflated right now, and I do believe that we are going to see a pretty big pop. Obviously, XRP is up there too. But for these right now, ones that you don't hear me talking about 24/7, would be Cardano as number 1. The second one for you guys is something called H&T, or the Helium Network, which if you're into mining or learning about cryptocurrency mining, you'd probably start to look at Helium as one of the alternatives because of how well and easy it is to get rewarded in this cryptocurrency. I mean, just over the course of a year, you guys can see the phenomenal, incredible growth that Helium has been producing right now. You can see from the start, when it was released, was less than $1, which is incredible. Less than $1, and it's now gradually grown to, we just hit an all-time high, I believe yesterday, of over $30 per coin, which is incredible because as I've been slowly learning about helium mining, I've been getting involved in it by purchasing different helium miners, as well as different ways to mining cryptocurrency. I want to invest into a company like this and have a part, be a shareholder of their company, which in this case, Helium, and the second or the third token that I'm going to talk about actually gives you. So you can see the huge percentage growth, not only that Helium has, the utility behind Helium is what I really enjoy and like. And honestly, I'm not the only person that believes in Helium. There's a huge community growing behind it too. And I believe this is just the beginning of Helium and cryptocurrencies like this. And there's going to be competition, but this seems to be one of the first that was created, or at least got, blew up to a global scale, which we'll talk about in a minute. And for the third cryptocurrency, very similar to Helium, is something called MXC. And I'll talk about more about the utilities of MXC and Helium in a second here. But you guys can see MXC, for the most part, a different type of charting you can see here, but a slow growth to the upside here, starting off at less than a penny or around a penny. Now is over 5 cents, around 5 cents on average. So that's a 5x or a 500x return on your investment. And that's just the beginning. But going back to Helium right now, you guys can see in regards to the tokenomics, which I want to talk about first, the total supply is 223 million. That's very, very, very low. I also know that Helium burns tokens, which also increases the price of the network, but the amount of growth that this has with $6.3 billion in fully diluted market cap is pretty incredible here. And you guys can see about half of the tokens are currently in circulating supply, and eventually those will be distributed to people that mine them all. But Helium does have halvings, so it's a slow and steady growth, very similar in regards to mining like Bitcoin, just not the same exact thing. So the next thing is good tokenomics in my belief here, a good reward system with how they reward you. And now MXC, I also believe in MXC. I don't want to say as a copycat of Helium, but Helium had such a good development strategy here that other competition was starting to be created. And as you guys know, you don't have to be the first to make money. Burger King or McDonald's is competition. I think McDonald's was first, Burger King came. They're both very successful. So I truly believe that investing in both of these is the best way, in my opinion here. So I've also put into MXC. That's my second investment opportunity, as well as Cardano. And I am currently still searching for other cryptocurrency mining devices that reward you in cryptocurrency on the blockchain that I can invest in long term. And I am slowly getting into just mining straight up Ethereum and Dogecoin and stuff like that, just other opportunities of investing, because I do believe strongly that that's probably one of the best ways to long-term buy into cryptocurrencies for the future. It's a good passive income, if you ask me. And passive income and not fixated on the computer is probably one of the best ways to invest into cryptocurrency instead of being glued to a computer screen the whole time and getting so emotionally invested into this. When I buy these miners, they're working for me 24/7. I'm not as fixated on the markets and emotionally attached here. So in regards to the companies here, I wanted to show you guys a few things. So in regards to Cardano, swinging things back to Cardano here, I strongly believe that Cardano entering 2022 is going to see some pretty phenomenal things. Right off the bat, for those that don't know what Cardano is, I did pull it up really quickly. Cardano being the peer-reviewed blockchain, they also are offering smart contracts. Basically, Ethereum was created, and then Cardano is supposed to be even better than Ethereum in regards to people using the blockchain of Ethereum and Cardano to build their own dApps and products here. We know that Ethereum creates tons of NFTs, or NFTs were created off that network here, as well as I believe Polygon as the second one, and I believe Solana is another one that people create NFTs and stuff. But in this booming market of cryptocurrencies, I do believe that Cardano has some pretty smart objectives in regards to utility, and I believe utility investing long term rewards you the best. And that's my opinion here. That's why Ethereum's trading at number 2 and Cardano's number 5. I don't know how else to explain it here. Long-term investments. Basically, it says it allows users to develop and execute smart contracts on the Cardano blockchain and build these centralized applications, dApps. Cardano can now offer potentially lucrative decentralized finance services, gradually matching the utility of Ethereum in this booming industry. Hopefully that makes sense. It's very similar. It has some similar concepts as Ethereum, which, as we know, Ethereum is doing incredible. But being that that's number one, we're looking for the underdog here, and that's why I've chosen Cardano to see a potential boom. Now, that's just the utility side of things. Looking at the charts here, the technicals for Cardano, you can see there's a massive pennant flag that's been forming for so long on this coin that at some point is going to pop, and I believe it's going to send us into 2022. You can see clear downtrend creating lower highs, clear bottom support. Either you consider this to be something like that symmetrical triangle, or just along this line here as a pennant flag forming here. Pennant flags are very bullish scenarios that tend to breach to the upside here. And as you guys can see, we're coming to the end of October into November, which is then into December, which ends us right about here. I mean, it's really not that long from now. We might actually see some potential volume swing into Cardano sooner than 2022, but this is why I have my eye on it. And then long-term scenarios, looking at this beautiful uptrend here, we have been so overbought back in mid-August of 2021. And you can see we've pretty much just slowly but surely flatlined out and became undervalued Obviously, you don't invest in something that FOMO buys into. Why would you invest in a cryptocurrency that's exploding? Unless you just have that fear of missing out, which ends up you getting burned. I've done it tons of times. I'm done with it. I don't want to get emotionally attached like that. Cardano, on the other hand, is extremely undervalued, just like XRP, and that's why people like XRP and Cardano. They're waiting for the news about XRP, and we're looking at the undervaluation that Cardano has, which both show prime and huge opportunity for the next pump to the upside here. Even on the weekly charts, you can see we're slowly but surely coming back down to bottom support levels. And really, the hype isn't on Cardano anymore, and that's what I like. That means it has the next opportunity to be the early bird in here and catch this wave here. So with this pennant flag forming here, ideally, we could see a pretty big run in price from pennant flag formations here. It's about a 55% jump from the point of breakout. It would send us easily back up to retesting all-time highs, which I strongly believe is just going to be a slow but steady pace. Whether we retest bottom support here at $1.75, I do believe we are going to be moving back up slowly but surely as the utility grows within Cardano's network. Now, moving on to the other cryptocurrency, Helium and MatchX. MatchX was the first cryptocurrency mining apparatus or device that I bought. Reason being is because of how easily available it was to get one of these miners, unlike helium mining, which was very difficult and you had to pay a premium for buying these devices. MatchX I was able to get. I've actually linked MatchX in the description down below if you wanted to check them out, because I can get you an affiliate discount, $50 off at checkout, which is really cool. But MatchX has a very similar IoT utility device, very similar to Helium. Helium was first, MatchX was second. But because of the availability of the M2 Pro miners, that's why I was able to purchase this. Not only can you mine the MXC token, but you can mine all these other ones, Polkadot and Bitcoin coming soon. But MXC seems to have the most value and the most prominent potential return on investment here. And honestly, I can just keep mining this over and over and over again, and eventually, I'll be able to pay itself off. It's already almost paying itself off here. It's 3 to 4 months, 4 to 5 months if you've watched my other videos as to how long and how quickly it takes to make your return on investment here and pretty much get free cryptocurrency, which has the lowest risk here, and that's why I like it so much. But as you guys can see, it's the multi-token miner, all hail the king in comparison. That's pretty much it. It's the easiest mining rig to set up over, requiring only a phone app, MXC Data Dash. It's very minimalistic, and that's why I like it here. You can see this is pretty much what MatchX is, and this is very similar to Helium, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But MatchX is an IoT solutions-based business, which enables world-renowned for their M2 Pro miner, enables low-power multi-token mining at less than 5 watts, which is less than a LED light, through the industrial-grade hardware and in every smart city solution. Their premier product, the M2 Pro Miner, is an external miner at home, both in outdoors and indoors with extending stream condition, yada, yada, yada. And the difference between the M2 Pro Miner and the Helium Miner is the fact that the M2 Pro Miner is more expensive up front, while that's how the company wants to make their money up front with their miners, while Helium wants to make their money off the network and those solutions, which is why their miner is actually cheaper. But to go more in depth, you can see this is Helium. It's the People's Powered Network. In short, in summary, what Helium is doing is allowing you to buy their miner, and in exchange for you setting up their miner, they are going to reward you. So it's considered mining, but they are in a way rewarding you with their Helium tokens for either witnessing other miners send and receive data, or by actually contributing to it yourself directly, doing the moving of the data itself. That's what helium mining is. So very cool. Like I say, I only invest in things that I understand, and I understand the project. I spent lots and lots and lots of time researching these, which is why I feel the most confident investing into them, if that makes sense. I'm not going to throw my money into Shiba or something like that really quickly because I haven't understood the product yet. But if I do understand it, then I'm okay and comfortable with buying in. Long term is what I'm saying here. So you can see it's powered by the Helium blockchain, the People's Network. Basically what they do is they are setting up a bunch of miners, or these are considered hotspots all over the world, and it's allowing them to create a People's Powered Network, a network that they can then sell to other businesses for creating a product. They can then sell their network. You can use their network if you're that type of business, GPS, whatever, car tracking business, and you pay Helium to use their network, and Helium pays you for setting up the network, if that makes sense in summary here. The miners are very cheap. There's a huge amount of, total hotspots being set up, almost over 270,000 hotspots being set up at the regular, and literally like 40 to 50,000 hotspots being added to the network every single month, which is insane growth. There's really not a big circulating supply here, which is why we're seeing such a constant boom here. And I think not many people know about helium mining and these things yet, at least as big as it can grow, which is why I think it's so valuable to get invested into something like this earlier than later. Now, I don't have a link to purchase helium, miners, because of how oversold they are and how limited they are. If you buy them directly from the website, it takes a very long time to receive your miner, which is why I just bought the Bobcat, aftermarket on eBay, a brand new one in hand, so I can receive it quicker and actually enter the process. And I've already made quite a bit of money, which we'll talk about in a second here. But that's pretty much the quick summary of the 3 cryptocurrencies that I'm going to be investing in long term into 2022. Hopefully you guys like that. Otherwise, I do want to talk about Iowa quick. Iowa for sponsoring today's episode. As with all cryptocurrency projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, recently there was a Biconomy project sale on the coin list, and only a few people managed to get an allocation. Well, now I will tell you about one project that is at least as technically advanced as Biconomy. They tend to focus on cross-chain liquidity aspects because Iowa is a complete DEX, which allows developers to create their own liquidity pool and move their tokens. In terms of fast cross-chain exchanges, the Iowa team has gone much further, implementing both the movement of identical assets between blockchains and the full logic of decentralized Uniswap and Curve exchanges. It is also important to note that Iowa is building a fully decentralized data transfer system between blockchains, which sets it apart from most other projects. Iowa is a unique cross-chain protocol that integrates different blockchains, transferring both liquidity and arbitrary data from simplifying the user experiences as much as possible. Now, Iowa will make cross-chain interactions open to everyone, both users and DeFi developers. Iowa plans to solve the following DeFi problems for their users. It basically helps exchange different assets between blockchains fast, using both their own pools and liquidities of other exchanges. Iowa DEX will basically work for a cross-chain liquidity aggregator, finding the best cross-chain exchange option. It pays fees in convenient assets using gasless transactions, so you don't need Ethereum or BNB to make transactions, and you can pay for the transaction using, for example, USDT. Now, it's easy to use and it requires a minimum amount of actions for complicated transactions, but for developers, DeFi projects, Iowa creates an easy-to-use tools to build your own cross-chain applications with minimum effort and provides them with infrastructure to perform gasless transactions across the most popular blockchains. And it also allows developers to move their tokens between blockchains and create their own cross-chain liquidity pools. So basically, it allows to compensate the disadvantages of some blockchains with advantages of others. So guys, what makes the Iowa project so unique? Iowa has its own cross-chain data protocol for transferring data between blockchains, developing a decentralized, infinitely scalable Iowa relayer network whose task is to validate and transfer transactions sent between blockchains. And current bridge solutions on the market, such as AnySwap, Multichain, Biconomy, are highly centralized and apply a proof of authority approach. So anyone can participate in the Iowa relayer network, launching a node and having a 100,000 Iowa pledge and earn from it. The Iowa team is developing an application solution based on its transport protocol, a decentralized cross-chain exchange, and this exchange will make life easier for all DeFi and cryptocurrency users in general. So what other functionality does Iowa cross-chain DEX have, and what does it give its users? Basically, Iowa can create cross-chain assets that you can easily convert into assets you want in the blockchain that you want. Imagine a generic stablecoin that can easily be converted to, for example, USDT, in the blockchain that you're interested in. Iowa e-tokens are synthetic assets backed by the most trusted original assets placed in different blockchains. Generally, I haven't met such a project which solves so many problems on the way of DeFi users and developers. So if you're interested in learning about the Iowa project, which started alpha testing on the 8th of September, then check out the links in the description. Currently, over 40,000 users have already participated in the alpha testing, and you can already test such platform features as cross-chain bridges, cross-chain exchanges, and synthetic asset creation. Testing participants will receive unique NFT tokens and airdrops from Iowa, and the testing will last until the end of the year. And during the testing, participants follow instructions in the Telegram bot, complete tasks, and earn points, and participants who earn more points than others will receive more valuable rewards. Otherwise, huge shout out to Iowa for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.